Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, today we're going to have a look at a map that I had no intentions of reviewing. I saw it at the top of the workshop and I thought, no, I know exactly what to expect with this map, and it turns out, retrospectively, that I was right. But a week later, it was still riding high at the top of the workshop, and surely one of my jobs as a map reviewer is to save you the effort of checking out maps that might be excellent, but might not be. It's my job, saving you time and effort and hopefully entertaining you at the same time. Now, the creator, let's be fair, has done an exceptional job of what they've done. But you know when you take on a task and it's a little bit too much and it just gets away from you? I get a feeling that's what happened with today's map. So appreciate all the good work that's gone into it and shrug your shoulders with the not so good, because we like that, don't we? That's right, shrugging your shoulders is a really good way of supporting the channel, getting me seen by more people and help me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for shrugging them. Off today's map, it's Edinburgh, Scotland, by Kaaiinn with Ainn. Edinburgh, capital of Scotland, and the home of Murrayfield and a castle, and the Britannia. Oh yes, the Britannia. There's your start square, the top end of the by the Forth Estuary. Lovely. There's your terrain heights. It's a bit undulated, but to be fair, Scotland is a bit undulated. Okay, it's true. Resources, nothing in the middle of the city. That makes an awful lot of sense. And then if you want to do some stuff, it's outside of the 25 mostly. And then fishing, if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, it's mostly cockles, mussels, and whelks. Okay, I love them. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? No DLC required today. The only thing you really truly need is network extensions 2, or your map will be broken. 81 tiles is recommended, as is any road outside connections. A city is made for left-hand drive, and I on the third load remembered to do this. And of course, it's the vanilla European theme, realistic 1.2 LUT, and we'll get down to ground level to have a look at the roads. But before we have a look at the roads, I want to show you this copse over here. In fact, I want you to sit back and relax. Okay, sit back. No, I mean it. Sit back and relax. Take some deep breaths. Smell the pine. In fact, if you're in the car, get the air freshener off the dashboard and hold it up to your nose and sniff that pine. Just really absorb the pine. Let the pine absorb your CO2 emissions. Just lovely, isn't it? You see, I have to show you this because in terms of forestry, pretty much that is it. Pretty much. You're not going to find many more trees on today's map. In fact, we're going to find maybe 2, and there might be more, but I didn't see any. Or maybe I'm just too blinded by the lack of trees to actually notice any when there were some. Intersections are absolutely on point when you look at them from above. These, I promise you, I've had a look at Google Earth, these are absolutely on point from above. Looks like the terrain could do a little bit of work around it. Like, I'm just going to do a very quick task once the smoothing tool finally opens. Thank you. Oh, blimey, it takes a while to load, doesn't it? And then we'll just do a little bit of gentle softening. Again, this isn't a perfect job. This is just literally how a little quick brush of the smoothing tool can bring your city a little bit to life. Now, to be fair, don't think there was actually a clipping street lamp before I did this. I think I've caused that to happen. I'm not marking the map down for that. I'll just say there's plenty of other things to mark the map down on it when it comes to detailing. It won't be on that. But yeah, remember, there's a lot of exceptional work on this map. The road layout is 100%. Or as close as you're going to get to 100% with Cities Skylines anyway. Just the detailing is where the problems be. Like, again, completely from above, that's what it looks like. Honestly, that is absolutely exceptional. And then we've got a bit of stop-start traffic going on here. Got a big hole as well. Got a hole because it's elevated. I think it should be at ground level, maybe with a slight cutting going underneath it to allow blue mantle to shine through. No, to allow the traffic to get underneath. Lane mathematics as well. 1 lanes and 2 lanes. There you go. 2 more trees. I did promise you 2 more trees. And we have 2 more trees. I don't think we'll see another tree on today's map. If you do see one, put a timestamp and let us just let me know, because I don't think there are any. I have actually had a look at the loading screen report just in case there's stuff that I haven't subscribed to that they haven't listed, but there's nothing. Map requires absolutely nothing. Look at all the traffic avoiding the highway by going up and over the ramp here. Just avoiding the highway. This is early game map, mind you. The route finding hasn't really kicked in, so I'm not marking the map maker down for that. I'm pretty sure that given time the traffic will actually take the slightly faster direct route. So I'm not going to point my finger too much at the map maker, because I reckon the map maker has done a pretty fine job, all told. It's just one of those I think needs, well, several more hours just to get it up to a standard that I feel that a regular player would want to play. Because if you want to recreate Edinburgh, well, this is going to be the map to work from, isn't it? It's going to be. And yet there's going to be so many things like this low bridge that need fixing. And we've got the cutting going on there, a little bit of glitchy highway with the grass showing through it. Next intersection here, which we're going to skip right by. Again, way too low here again. And then as we head down towards the rail, we've got rail in place again. The rail looks pretty much on point with what it should be. Possibly a little bit too low on the rail as well, though. Clipping catenaries there. And, excuse me, a bit croaky. Asthma is really kicking in the last couple of days, so I apologise for any coughs and splutters. I'll do my best not to. And then, as we get down to this next intersection, it's glitchy all over, like there. We've got some major glitching going on here. Yeah, major glitching going on there. Still, the lumber truck seems to be able to cope with it quite well. Over here, we've got both of these are off ramps. But one of those needs to be inverted. Again, really easy to fix. I mean, it's not a huge issue. Oh, we've got... I don't know whether that was originally... Yeah, that's something in Construct, or whether that was deleted by the creator. Glitchy highway there. And then we head down towards... Well, we will come back to this next intersection a little bit later on, because there's some features around here I really want to point out that are there in real life, that if you're going to recreate, if you're going to take this map on, there's stuff that you're going to want to know there. We've got a pillar in the highway there as well. Now, we're going to take a left here, because I want to head towards the city centre, and this is the route. Now, this next road is here in real life, just like this. This is the roller coaster road of Edinburgh, and it is actually like this genuinely in real life. It's just there to catch out map reviewers like me, who will say, oh, that's not like realistic at all, is it? If you believe any of that, you'll believe anything. Yeah, it just needs smoothing. It needs bringing back down to ground level and smoothing. And again, this road, it's elevated where it probably doesn't want to be. I'd be very surprised if this is actually an elevated road in real life. There's only a certain amount of time I could spend checking the map, but before you realise that actually the layout from above is spot on, but the third dimension, the elevations are basically not so good, really, unfortunately. Heading now in towards Start Square territory, and we've got some... Right, no, not Start Square. City Centre territory. Start Square's down by the coast. Remember that, BonBonB. Now, this area here, if you go to Edinburgh, this is where you're going to go to. This is a beautiful Regency area. We've got some little roundabouts going on in there. You'll notice all of the crosswalks, stroke zebra crossings, as we call them in the UK. And I would suggest what we need to do is upgrade these to two-lane highways, and that will get rid of the crosswalks. And you just get them in the places where there would be crosswalks, stroke zebra crossings. The castle, it's a castle, if there was a castle, would be right there on the top of this hillock. And it's a beautiful castle. Go to Edinburgh, see the castle. Honestly, you'll have a great time. In fact, we're on the rail now, and we've got rail issues. I'll talk about the castle in a moment. We've got rail issues going on. We've got an elevated rail over road at ground level, causing Blue Mantle. That road that actually carries on and connects up over there would have been... You can't have every road on the map drawn in, but there were some that I felt don't really need to be. And some that are in cuttings that don't exist in cuttings, and so on. But the rail is pretty good. The rail follows the correct routes, and it's not too uppy-downy, mostly. But yes, if you're not in the UK and you come to the UK, I know you want to come to London, and I don't blame you. Go check out London. Spend a day in London. Spend 2 days in London. But make sure you get up to Edinburgh. It's a few hours on the train. It is a few hours on the train, but it's not like travelling all the way across Europe. It's just a long haul on the train. When you get to the other end, you debark. Yes, it's a beautiful city, and some pillars there. Don't know what's going on. Oh, by the way, catenary chaos. You're going to notice a bit of cat's cradle going on here. That is horrific. I'm sorry. That is absolutely horrific. I'd love to say that. I'd love to say a nice way of saying that, but there is no nice way of saying it. Elevated roads at ground level and causing big blue mantle underneath it as well there. But yes, Edinburgh, definitely. I mean, there are lots of places in the UK to visit, but definitely go to Edinburgh. They have a festival every year, and there's a great comedy fringe festival as well. Pillar on the line there as well. This intersection. Oh, we've already seen that one. There was a pillar under there as well. Yeah, so it's a place. It's definitely a place to go. It's a beautiful location, and it's given me a chance just to big up the city while flying by. I haven't been there for a few years myself, but definitely somewhere I would want to go back to without any question. Heading on up, and heading on up a little bit further to a cutting, and then we have the Forth rail bridge. The Forth is the name of the river. And so we've got crossing the Forth on the rail bridge, and there we do have a Forth road bridge there, major cutting there, and we have here on the right there is the Queen's Ferry crossing, and then on the left was the old Forth industrial bridge. I've not seen any traffic spawn for down here. We'll have to check that after this intermission.
Are you confused with the difference between a mod and an asset? And what's the deal between a theme and a LUT? Then you need BonBonB's Beginner's Guide to Mods, Assets, Themes, and LUTs. Click the information button now.
And back to the shipping routes at Edinburgh. Now, I've got to be honest with you, I'm not really sold on the shipping route. It loops in and out a little bit here when I don't feel it really needs to. I reckon a dead-end shipping route going up into the estuary, because in the estuary, not too far, just out of the 81 tiles, is a what they're called, a shipyard. Where are we? Shipyard. It's up there somewhere. Okay, so big ships come through here all the time, and those bridges are deliberately high enough to allow for it. Water flow in the start square. If you want water flow in your start square, there is a little bit of water flow down here. It's not exactly the most exciting, but it will work for you if that's what you need. But already in place, if you've got the 81 tiles unlocked, they've plopped down some pumping and drawing, and in the right order. You know, upstream is the drawing, and downstream is the pumping. So yeah, we've got those in, but there's no pipes in place, so nothing's ready done for you. Let's head back over here, because this bothered me. I was hoping to see some traffic spawn from down here, and I'm like, is there something broken about this? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Move It to drag the, come on, thank you, drag that out, and do, yep, that is very much connected to the outside. So I don't know what's going on there. That's a game glitch, nothing to do with the map maker. Not marking it down for that. That's all good. Yeah, we've got the bridges. On the left is the modern Queen's Ferry crossing, and it's a beautiful bridge, and it's taken a lot of the strain away from the old industrial era Forth Road Bridge, which again was a magnificent bridge when it was completed, but there's only a certain amount of traffic that these things can carry, and it just become a bit too much, I think. Yeah, the cutting is a little bit sharp there. We are out of the 25 tiles, but your 81 tile is recommended, so you kind of got to work right up to the edge with a little bit of allowance right in the deep fog, of course. What more? What can we show you? Oh, down here, I promise you this intersection and stuff. The tram depot lives here. There are trams in Edinburgh, apparently, and I can't remember them, but they are. And also the airport lives here as well. Let me see if I can remember where the two runways are. I think there's one lives, I think, there. And there's a couple of bumps there that he's flattening out. And the other one's definitely there. And there's a bump in there and he's flattening out. But yeah, if you're going to do the airport, that's your location. And then we're going to have a quick look around for some of the other feature points that I wanted to go back and have a look at. like, oh, over here, forestry. Like, we've got this ridge here. This is completely covered in trees in real life. So I'd just like to have seen a little bit more tree work done. Now, I have used Naylin's Mapmaker's Marks mod to point out a few of the other things that we could have easily skipped over. So we've got a little issue going on there. This is another one of those bridges which isn't high enough, with a bit of blue mantle underneath as well. We've got another one over here with a very slopey bridge. Oh, so pretty. Pretty. From above, these are great. Remember, from above, these are absolutely on point. Here, this is good. I was expecting pillars in the road, and there was none. So I'm going to give credit for that. It's not all bad, okay? It's not all bad. And again, really low here with a pillar in the road. Also, look, we've got a big drop down. So that everything about that just feels really awkward. Again, it's good work from above. The third dimension kind of lets it down a little bit, which is a shame because I really wanted to love this map. I really wanted to love it. Oh, here's where the Britannia is moored. Currently closed because of COVID. But yes, the Queen's old ship. Go and have a little look at that one while in Edinburgh. Meanwhile, we've got tucked away in the start square. God, there's so much to talk about in today's map. So much. We'll take a bit of a breather here. It's the Oakmont Bakery by Yinzer. Now, trust me, I've been to Scotland and they do love their pastries. They really do love their pastries. And so if there isn't an Oakmont Bakery in Edinburgh, and there probably isn't, I would recommend get one installed there. You'd be rich overnight, Oakmont. Factoids, because factoids. In 1849, get the words out, David Acheson became President of the United States for just one day. Just the one day. And he spent most of the time asleep. That's exactly what I imagine certain recent presidents, not mentioning any names, there have been a few recently. When I say recently, I mean, we're talking decades recently, you know. So, yeah, I'm thinking of a couple. Especially one who wasn't deemed to be the brightest. I can imagine him napping all day long. But anyway, yeah, Oakmont Bakery by Yinzer. That is a very lovely asset. Great work, Yinzer. Very glad to have found it. And back to the overall map and your chance to vote on the map. Remember, be kind in the comments, but be honest in the voting. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Click the I button now in the top right corner of your screen. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, or a free Patreon account. What do I think of today's map, though? Well, aesthetically, I think, well, it certainly looks, from above, it looks spot on. I've got to give credit for that. Once you get down to ground level, there's a lot of work needs doing. And so I'm going to give credit for the work that has gone in by giving it a high 2. It might be a bit generous, but I'm going to go with it because there is a lot of work gone in and there is some really nice top-down view. Detailing needs quite a bit of work. I'm going to give credit again for the work that has gone in. These are hand-built intersections and they look really good. But yeah, there's a lot of fixing. So I'm going to go 2 stars again. I'm going to go medium high 2 because of the amount of work that's gone in. Gameplay potential. If you play this, you're going to want to rebuild Edinburgh, and if you're going to be building Edinburgh, you're going to have to rebuild the network. And so that's a lot of extra work gone in. I've got to give it a low 2. It's a shame because there's a hell of a lot of work gone in by Kaaiinn in his map, Edinburgh. I'm assuming him because Kaaiinn is a boy's name. If you're of any other sort of, any one of the million other genders we have, I apologise. I don't mean to insult. Of course I don't. Right, okay, let's take a flyby down here, have a little look at the list of patrons on Patreon and the word of the day. The word of the day, use that into the comments for your 100 population points just for fun, because you are part of the 20 and out elites that only those that make the last 20 seconds of the show know about. And I'll be back tomorrow with probably a better map. Thanks for watching.